award-winning digital marketing expert and best-selling author. I saw him speak at the Harvard Club of Boston with George Ross and Caitlyn Jenner, and at Coca-Cola. He's the SEO genius and CEO of Triple Agent Digital Media, Mr. Alexander Velitchko.
Niagara Falls. Mom, Dad, me, vacation, the only one that we ever had, all three of us together as a family. My favorite part of all was Ripley's Believe It or Not. They had the craziest, most outrageous things. They had a wax sculpture of a guy with eyes that were really bulging like this. I'm telling you, really bulging. My dad thought it was so crazy that he said to me, "Hey, Alexander, why don't you go sit right there and make your eyes look just like his?" Which I did. I bulged my eyes out. And he snapped my picture next to the guy. He emails it to my granddad. And this is the reply that I get. "What happened to Alexander? And this guy? Who the hell is he?" I kid you not. He thought that that wax sculpture sitting right next to me was a real person. And besides that, they had all sorts of other crazy things like a shrunken head, some Native American spears, and believe it or not, they actually had instructions on how you could make your own shrunken head. And at the time, Mommy, Francine, was homeschooling me. She was great at it. She had a lot of patience for me, and she encouraged me to pursue all of my interests. Obscure computer programming languages such as Lingo and Visual Basic and ActionScript, and even speaking made-up languages like which is actually a language spoken by one of my mentors, Marshall Silver, hypnosis and marketing legend. It's a hypnosis language, and in case you don't know it, I just hypnotized all of you. One night, after the vacation, Dad comes home from work. "Francine, you don't look good. You look yellow." "It's the sunset." "No, Francine, you do look yellow." And then we took her to the emergency room. And that was the beginning of the end for my mom. It wasn't much longer before she would pass away of cancer. And then it was just me and my dad. And Dad, you know, I love him. I really, really do. He did try to homeschool me as best as he could, but alas, he wasn't Mom. So eventually, Dad and I decided that it would be best for me to go to a regular high school, which I did, and that was a great thing. And about 3 years ago, after a turn of crazy events, Dad and I decided to begin working together, and we started a digital marketing agency, Triple Agent Digital Media. Triple Agent Digital Media? Well, you know, there are marketing agencies that do SEO, social media marketing. There are guys that develop your website. My company has 3 specialties. A, B, C. The A is for advertising. B is your branding and managing your online reputation. C, well, you know, while content is the king, content marketing is the queen. So the C stands for content marketing. And with those ABCs, we are 3 agencies rolled into one. We are triple agents. And as we travel the world, I utilize my computer programming skills to deploy your ABCs and to make your message heard and to help you to thrive.